Today. Duck chess speedrun, 1625, 1650. Let's go. We get a lower than beginner guy from Canada. As usual, e4, duck on e5. For context, people start at 1500 in duck chess, and since this guy lost like 63 points from the starting checkpoint, we can definitely look forward to an easier game. Knight c6. He is baiting d4, which he can take the pawn and use the duck to block my queen from recapturing. Knight f3 instead. I think I put my duck on a wrong square. Yes, I did. Alright, it's fine. Knight c3, duck on d6. Knight f6. d3. h6. Bishop e2. Okay, I don't know what is going on here, but apparently this guy plays a lot better than any of my previous 1500 rated opponents. This rating is utterly suspicious. Bishop e7. b3 b6 bishop e2 bishop e7. It feels like he's just trying to copy me. I'll start creating some tension. Knight takes d5. He takes d5, my pawn will be attacking his knight. So I guess, I'll use the duck to block one of his knight squares. Knight b4. Aha! He blocks my c-pawn from defending his kind on d5. A very nice play indeed. I'll just take his pawn then. I can already see this game is going to last a lot longer than expected. Knight takes d5. I'll get aggressive. Bishop h5. That bishop will probably get trapped soon, but being down a minute on the clock, I need to create something that can get him to start thinking. Castle. Queen f3. Bishop f6. Knight c4. d6. That blunders a horsey. Duck blocks the bishop from taking my queen. On second thought, he might actually have already blundered his knight last move, but at the end of the day, I still get the piece. Therefore everything is fine. Bishop takes b2. Knight takes b2. Queen e7 check. It seems like he is blundering his bishop here, but I don't want my queen trapped inside his territory. There is also no reason to take the risk. Castle. Rook b8. Queen d4. Queen g5. Bishop f3. Trades should be good for me. Bishop takes f3. G takes f3. This is actually really good for me though. Now I have two open files for my rooks, and in case you don't know, duck chess rooks are very difficult to get active, as the opposing player can always put the duck on top of the rook and that rook is totally blind. Therefore the more open files I have, the more chance my rooks can join in the fun. c5. Queen e3 rook e8 king h1 queen f6 knight c4 d5 knight d6 queen takes very aggressive knight takes rook takes queen takes king up queen f7. Queen takes a2. He is almost out of time. Check check check. Rook e1. King g8. You see, he puts the duck on top of my rook. It is physically impossible to lift it up. Rook g1. I mean, it doesn't change anything though. He can definitely do it again, but considering this guy knows about this technique, now I can confirm his rating is total BS. Resignation. Only 4 points of elo. We're not at 1650 yet. Second game. Just like usual, this recording will not stop until we reach 1650. Or until I lose my first game ever. e4, duck on e5. d5. That blunders a pawn, because I can block his queen. On second thought, maybe I actually should have let his queen come out. because we can use the duck to restrict his queen's activity and somehow try to trap the woman. That sounds like a great idea. I'll definitely try it in the future. e6. I'll take that as well, and I won't let his bishop recapture. F takes e6. d4, duck on d6. Knight c6. Resignation. I was about to say that was a major blunder allowing queen h5 check. But anyway. Third game. e4. I have been getting the white pieces 3 games in a row. Absolutely very convenient. d5. The duck on a4 is a bit suspicious. But of course, I'm not complaining. E takes d5. And like I promised, this time, we let the opponent bring his queen out. Queen takes d5. Knight c3. I clicked on the wrong square, should have placed the duck on d6 to block his queen from going back. But I guess it's alright, it's not like this guy is gonna move his queen back anyway. Queen h5. I have never seen this thing even in normal chess. Big chance he mistook this side for the other side. Knight f3. g5. Aha. He took away the g4 square so that he can push g4 himself on his next move. Absolutely brilliant. Bishop e2. g4. Knight e5, duck on g5. g3 is probably really good here, but I think d4 is better. g3. H takes g3, duck on h3. He can take this pawn back though. It seems like the plan of trapping his queen didn't work. Queen takes d4. Knight f3. Bishop g4. Ha! I have been struggling my ass off for the past 10 moves trying to catch his queen. But in the end, apparently I didn't even have to try that hard. Resignation. Still not there yet. Chess.com is giving me some very stingy rating points. 4th game it is. e4. This guy specifically doesn't want a Scandinavian defense from his opponent. What a coward. e5 then. Knight f3. Knight c6. Bishop e2. For some reason he really doesn't want a knight f6 from me. To the point that he willingly allowed me to move my bishop. Castle. d6. b4. That blunders a pawn. Bishop c4. Knight f6. Knight g5. Aha. I see. He is threatening my f-pawn, and since he knows that castling is the best defense to his threat, he used the duck to prevent my castle. Absolutely genius. But on the other hand, I actually think that his plan is not going to work. I will completely ignore it. The situation is very simple. Bishop takes, he wins a pawn, his plan returns a profit, but if knight takes, I can actually take his knight with my king, and block his bishop with the duck. And he took with knight. Well, but I actually don't even need to take that knight, I can take the queen instead. Knight takes d8. Rook takes d8. Duck blocking the rook from taking my bishop. c3. Bishop c5. Resignation. Duck chess. 1000% win rate.